Okay. I've told a lot of stories. Okay. Now, as far as this forum is concerned, I haven't told y'all everything. All right. But, most of you know enough about me. All right. But listen, when I was 14, I took some LSD. All right. It wasn't the first time. All right. But I took like 3 tabs of, you know, lysergic acid diethylamide. Right. Um, in my third period class. Now, at that time, that was geometry, no, algebra. Yeah, algebra class. I dropped acid at school. Okay, and that class was fun. Mr. Hunter, he was a good guy. I started peaking in my fourth period class. My fourth period class was band. Okay. And we were right in the middle of concert season. Okay. Not marching season. Right. So I honestly can't remember the name of the song that we were playing or the conductor. But there's a thing. Um, it's like an old Bugs Bunny cartoon where the musical notes, were like ants just walking all over the page. That's what it looked like to me. All right. By the time I got to lunch was fun. I walked up, got my, plate of highly processed food. Okay. And sat down at the table, next to my girlfriend and, my other friends. You know what I'm saying? It's like we had a table. And, as I sat down, there was a redneck table right, next to us, behind me, right? And I guess they always sat there. I don't know, but there was a 20-year-old senior named Dino Austin. All right, and I say, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. He was like a 20-year-old, senior. It's just like, dude got held back a few times, you know. I didn't know him very well. We weren't friends. And actually, that day when I was tripping on LSD, was the first time that I ever met him. Anyway, I set my tray down. I sat down. And a good friend of mine, Kier Costco, good man. He's like, I was like, those pricks over there at that other table, they're just like being assholes. I'm like, I don't care, I'm tripping, whatever. My girlfriend sits down. We all, sit down. We're starting to eat, and the redneck table, I guess, had been apparently making fun of us, because we were like well, I don't know, goth kids or something. We weren't like them, right? And my girlfriend, Gloria, she made a comment, you know, about Dino's hat, right? She was just making fun of his hat. But the way, I can't remember what she said about it. I can't remember what the fucking, hat he was wearing, right? But it's like everybody at our table turned around and looked at him. Which righteously pissed him off. He's like, the fuck? What? What are you looking at? And my girlfriend's like, oh, we were just commenting on your lovely hat. It's like, oh, you want to wear it? Yeah, all confrontational. So I stood up, and he stood up, and we stared each other down. And I guarantee goddamn to you, he could tell that I was tripping my fucking balls off. And he didn't want any part of it. Alright? Because check it out, I was like, 15 years old? 14? Somewhere in through there. But I was still like, 6 feet tall. 180 pounds. It's like, I was a big old boy. Right? So, Dino sat down. I sat down. And there was no further discussion. It was all over. It was like, yep, that was done. All right. Later that day, sixth period, drafting class. There was a couple of rednecks. There's like, I heard you about got your ass kicked. I'm like, is that how it went down? I don't think I about got my ass kicked. We didn't even get into a fight. What do you mean? Now, flash forward, I don't know, another month. I was walking through the lunchroom, like after school. I was like, I'm heading to the parking lot. I'm heading, to go home. Right? I walk to the lunchroom, and I see Dino Austin kicking somebody's ass. I mean, he was literally, like, had his arm up, and kicking him in the ribs with his cowboy boots. It's like, pap, 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 pap. I'm like, huh, all right. I eventually fucked his sister.